Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's Most Elite Podcast. I am your Most Elite Podcaster, Ian, and this week we're talking about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. For many people, Ultimate Alliance, many people remember the Ultimate Alliance series. It is a action hack and slash roleplay game, isometric top-down dungeon crawler. Let's call it Diablo Light. You know, it's not quite Diablo, but it's similar enough to warrant the comparison. So yeah, Ultimate Alliance 3. I know it's not a Metroidvania, and my last two were Metroidvanias. I'm still going to do Sundered for those who care. I just haven't. This fall is the winter season, or the fall season, and tons of games come out during this season. You know, I had Control. I just got that. I got Marvel. Next, we'll probably do Astral Chain, you know. That's already out. Tons of games come out in the fall season. It's just so much to do and so much to talk about, you know. It's just hard to do them all, and I want to do them all. But, you know, sometimes I can't get to it. But Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 takes place in a separate universe than all the other Ultimate Alliance games. It ignores their continuity, and it's more fit up to the MCU. It's not the MCU, but it wears its MCU influences on its sleeve. Whereas the prior Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, which came out before the MCU started, you know, had comic inspirations. This game has movie inspiration. So all the characters act and are portrayed similar to the MCU counterparts. Which I think is a disservice to the characters, because the MCU versions of them are not the best versions of them. They're the easily digestible, ultimately profitable, marketable versions of them. They're not the characters that, you know, I guess that's a different argument, but they're the MCU versions of them. Just know that. From their voice actors to how they're characterized, they're very similar to their movie counterparts, with the exception of Spider-Man. You know, Spider-Man's just an everyman. You know, it's easy to get him right, so that's pretty cool. And Deadpool too. He jokes he breaks the fourth wall. Nolan North, I think, does the voices always, so that's pretty cool too. But Marvel Ultimate Alliance Black Order, isometric top-down, Diablo Light dungeon crawler type game with hack and slash gameplay where you select 4 heroes. I mean, you got your 4 heroes. They level up to level 100. Over the course of that, they learn 4 powers, which each have 4 levels. So there's a bit of progression in this game. I will say that I apologize for the breakup in that sentence there. I cut the audio forward because where I'm at, there's a cat, and she's incredibly loud. And I know it was a moment for you guys with the audio being cut forward, but I've been sitting here for like 15, 20 minutes. Just waiting for her to stop yelling. And my friends who listen, they'll get a laugh out of it. They know that it's constantly yelling, and there's nothing I can do about it. Just a loud cat. So this episode might not make it because it's awake and just walking around the house, and you know, I can't control its very loud voice, and I don't have soundproofing. I just record these in my room. I'm not in a professional studio just yet. You know, if I get to 1,000 subscribers, and become a YouTube partner, that might change. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, please. Anyway, sorry, my thought got fucking. I don't even remember what I was saying. I think I left off with this game saying that this game is quite grindy, and boy, oh boy, is it. Boy, howdy, I think. You know, just getting EXP. You don't get much of the story. This game has what's called Infinity Trials. The Infinity Trials are just grids with different timed or different missions that have an objective, basically. These missions are like defeat 200 enemies, but only extreme attacks work. You know, something like that. So they added these Infinity Trials to the game. And the trials' purpose are twofold: to level your characters up for in-game stuff, and to unlock costumes for each character. Each character has separate costumes, and they're in the trials. You earn stars on each mission. Is 1 to 3 stars. If you earn 3 stars, you 3-start the mission. You've got all the rewards. Costumes would be like 32 stars, 40 stars, 50 stars, and the amount of stars on each grid is different. So If you want that Wolverine costume like I want, maybe earn those stars, 3-star those missions. 3-star missions are not, it's not as easy as it sounds. It takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. But if you want those costumes, I'm sure you'll put it in. I know I'm going to get the costumes. But also, the Infinity Trials give you a chance to level up weaker heroes. You know, the heroes join your team at whatever level the game is at the time. So you'll have like level 50 characters, but then like some of them are level 6 or level 8, because that's just when they join the team. You know what I mean? So you definitely want to level your heroes up accordingly if you want to use multiple heroes. The cool thing about the game is you can pick your favorite heroes or anti-heroes and just play the whole game with them, and that'll be your experience. I'm a bit of a completionist when it comes to games. I did a control video, or I did everything in the game. I mean, I got all the secret areas and I got the platinum trophy. I know that didn't mean anything, but I did do it. And I'm just waiting for DLC. That's just sort of where I'm at right now. Just waiting for DLC. So, for Black Order, they just released Cyclops and Colossus as DLC. Free. You didn't have to pay for it. They showed up on a new thing that I was talking about, Infinity Trial Rift. And they're just in the middle, and you can do their 2 missions to unlock them. I have them. Excuse me for yawning. I'm not sure who the second 2 will be. They said there'll be more DLC on the way. I'm not sure who they'll be. There's a character pass. I didn't buy it yet because I haven't beat the game, and I don't see the point in paying for future content when I ain't finished this content. I think maybe hard mode might give you more EXP, because this game, the whole point that I'm making here is this game is crazy grindy. There's a lab in this game where it'll just be a hexagon or octagon of stats, like, oh, plus 50 attack strength for your whole alliance. These stats are universal stats that everyone in the alliance benefits from. Every character you unlock benefits from this lab hexagon. And there are, I think, 7 stats total in game: mastery, strength, health, EX meter, something, I don't know, resilience. There's a huge lab where you just assign stats, but to assign stats requires something called Alliance Enhancement Points. You get Alliance Enhancement Points from leveling up Alliance members, and once you hit level 80, you get 1 point per level, right? Before level 80, maybe 2-3 points a level, 4 or 5 even maybe. Also, in the Infinity Rifts, in the Infinity Trials, some of the missions specifically reward you Alliance Enhancement Points, but the main way to get them is to level up your Alliance. So the game is sort of, if you want to max out the lab, if you're a completionist like me, and you want to max out the lab, your only option, really, is to play with every character. I'm here to tell you, getting a character from like 66 to 67 is a nightmare. It is an honest-to-goodness nightmare. Now, I don't agree with EXP boosters. Assassin's Creed Odyssey did it, and a couple of other games I can't mention did it. I don't agree with it. I think the game should be whatever it is, instead of getting you to pay money to make the game a fulfilling experience. If there was one game I think I would agree with EXP boosters, it'd be Black Order. It'd be Marvel 3, The Black Order. Because good golly, is it crazy difficult to get one character level 100. Now, there are caveats to this. They're in the game, just like the other Alliance games, there are EXP cubes. You beat enemies or open chests in the world, you get something called an EXP cube. They come in 4 varieties or 4 flavors: regular, enhanced, solid, cosmic. Cosmic one's the one you want. No idea how to grind them efficiently. They are random drops. Now, in the Infinity Trials, we keep going back to these, they were pushing these trials this game. In the Infinity Trials, some missions give you repeating rewards. I found a few missions, quite a few, with standard EXP cubes as the repeating reward. Theoretically, you can grind that mission as long as you want and get 99999 of them. But then you'll have done that mission 999 times. And, you know, it's a nightmare. I mean, there's no other word to describe the grinding process in this game. You know, because when I did the Red Dead video, I mentioned I played the whole game without riding the horse. With me, I'm weird. You know, I buy games and I place limits on them of what I will do or can do. Like with this game, I want everybody level 100. I won't consider the game beat until everybody is level 100. I'm going to have to look up if hard mode gives you more EXP, because then I'll just beat the game and then come back and max everyone. You know what I mean? If that's the case, I might go that route, because yeah, it is truly abysmal EXP gains past like level 50. Once you hit like 50, you start to feel how much EXP you need. I can't imagine 90 to 100, or 80 to 90 for that matter. I can't even fathom how it will feel, because right now I am struggling. Now that's not to say that the game isn't fun or isn't good. It's a Diablo light, man. I mean, everybody on this channel who's a fan of mine knows how much I love Diablo. I love Diablo. I think it's one of the greatest games ever made. 1, 2, and 3. And any game that's similar to it, I love. Marvel Heroes Omega, I played that game every day. That game did Diablo justice. And it got canceled. So I bought this because it's a Diablo light. And I like Marvel Heroes in a Diablo setting. It's great. This is not Diablo. It's Diablo light. So it has its ups and downs. But it is very fun. The characters are all brought to life, you know. I mean, I wish they were brought to life differently. But what can you do when something is as influential as the MCU? Of course, things are going to be based around that. Like, Tony Stark looks like RDJ in the comics now, you know what I mean? So, of course, they'll make some concessions in other forms of media where they represent it. They try to keep it uniform as much as possible. Which I guess is the reason there's such a huge outcry for the Marvel Avengers game coming out in 2020. I think they look fine because they look like Marvel characters and not the fucking actors who play the Marvel characters in the movies. So, whatever. I think that's great. A lot of people don't. A lot of people want their MCU heroes. Well, play the Black Order, you'll get them. At least you'll get their characterization. They're not the character actors, obviously. They're cartoony, you know. They look great. The characters all look great. And some of them play great. I like Thor. I mean, some of his powers are a little, they're hit or miss. You only get 4 powers in this game, whereas in a Diablo game, you would get, let's say you got 4 powers. Those 4 powers would have 4 augments that effectively made them different powers. Since this is not Diablo and it's Diablo Light, you just get 4 powers and you can make each power stronger 4 times. So you can level up one power 4 times to be its best level. But a big gripe I have with it is you don't really feel that level. Like, you don't really feel it, you know. Wolverine has Berserker Barrage, classic Wolverine move. Leveling up to level 4, all it does is increase how long an enemy is staggered for if you stagger them. Some enemies have gauges where you can't really do damage to them until you break their stagger meter. And when you break their stagger gauge, it regenerates over time. Some goes up super fast like bosses, and enemies sometimes slower. You have a damage window, and you do the dance over again. And that's about as far as the customization for your special moves go. They really port the customization into the lab, where you can spec your whole alliance how you want. Do you want a strength-based alliance, a health-based alliance, mastery-based alliance, which makes all their special moves stronger, a resilience-based alliance where they all can take a little more damage before they die. You know, that's where they really, if they wanted you to be specialized, they put it into the lab. And same for the Infinity Trials. They really put a lot of work into those trials, and good on them. You know, as I said, I'm going to get every costume, and that's where they all are. All the costumes are in the trials. So yeah, I mean, I can't wait to play. I guess the best thing this game has going for it is a Marvel licensed game. It has all the Marvel characters. It has the X-Men. It has Magneto. It has Deadpool and Thanos, obviously, since everything is Thanos now since the movies made it popular. But that's cool. That's not a bad thing. I want to play with those characters. I want to fly around as Magneto, the master of magnetism. I want to beat enemies up with magnetism powers. You know, I'm Magneto. I know his history. I know his comic history. And to be able to use him on a team with like Thanos or Loki or like whoever else you want to play with, Black Panther and Magneto on the same team, that's wicked. That's cool stuff. That's childhood dream stuff. You know, I got my gripes with the game. Mostly it's crazy, grindy. But it is a fun experience if you're just looking for Diablo Light. Or maybe your Diablo well has run dry like mine and You know, you're looking for the next Diablo experience. I know I'm playing Path of Exile, but the economy is terrible on the console as it stands, so there's no reason really to turn it on. Warhammer Chaos Bane needs an expansion. There is not enough in that game to do. I've maxed every character. I have their best sets. Now I'm just in that I'm waiting for an expansion. That's just what games are now. Yeah, you beat a game and you're like, oh, maybe some DLC. That sucks. And I want more complete games. I guess I could play Torchlight 2. It was just released on consoles today for the first time ever. Switch, PS4, Xbox One. Torchlight 2 is like the only competitor to Diablo 3. That is insane. Anyway, Black Order. I guess my final ruling, like if this was a review, my final ruling is it's a bit rough around the edges in terms of if you're a new player and you just want to play with your favorite heroes, this is the perfect game for you. Go and buy it. If you're a bit of a completionist or you've played your share of Diablo games like myself, it's more grinding than those games. It's still a worthwhile investment if you love the Marvel characters and the Marvel Universe. But just be prepared for the grind. That's what I think I would say. So all in all, pick it up. It's a fun game. I enjoy it. It has its issues. Every game does. But overall, great game. Anyway, guys, that's my time this week. I will catch you guys in the coming weeks with more stuff. We got Astral Chain. As I said, we got The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Oh, I cannot wait to do The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening because I hate Breath of the Wild. I hate it. It's not a masterpiece, okay? It's not. And I will do a video on it. But I can't wait to do Link's Awakening. We got that. We got Pokemon coming. I know that's a little bit down the road. Outer Worlds is a little bit down the road. I'll be doing one on that. So stay tuned. Remember, share, like, comment, and subscribe. I hate that I have to mention that, but I really do want this to be a thing that I do, and that can only happen with help. So I appreciate those who listen. Stay on the lookout for more stuff. Thanks.